Guys, welcome to Home Builder YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be going over how to create an insurance home insurance website. This is very cool and it is a very acceptable website that you can do for your own clients. So without any further ado, let's just dive right in. The first thing we're gonna do is to create a hero section, as you know. So to do that, we'll be creating something cool which I believe you are gonna love. So let's get started. I would like to bring in my grid layout which I have here. You can get to this stage by just clicking on the name of your artboard, then come over to the bottom right, click on grid, then this will pop up. I'm using a 12 grid layout, which is obvious and simple to set up. Just follow the numbers that you have here. Now the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to leave the background as it is. We want a white background. However, we want a rectangle in which we are going to put an image. Then this rectangle will also have an overlay color that will be in form of a gradient. It's a very simple thing, but it's tricky, but the result looks good as well. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a rectangle across our page, just like this. We can have something maybe up to this point is fine. The size of the rectangle, we can get that the width is 1920 because it's the full width, and the height is 830. So what I'm gonna do now is let's give it a color so that we can differentiate it from the background and remove the border color. So let's just give it something, maybe a dark green, just like that. Then we want to give it some border radius. Let's go with 50 and see how that looks. I think that's perfect, guys. Let's zoom in and see what we have been doing. It's good. So the next thing we want to do now is to bring in our picture. You need a picture of a home. Probably get a picture online. The one I'll be using, I got it from I think pixels.com. So just go to the downloads. Then I want to bring in this. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's not bad as well. This is the picture we'll be using, but I want to drag it into Adobe XD. So just drop it over there. Good. The next thing we'll be doing is to insert it into our rectangle. But before that, I want to make duplicate of this rectangle by holding down Alt and drag outside. So now I have a duplicate of this rectangle. So now we are going to drop the image over the rectangle. Let's uncheck the grid layout for now. Now select both the rectangle and the image, then you right click. Now we are going to mask these two. We are going to mask this image with the shape behind it. Just click on that. Now you notice that the image has been placed within the rectangle. Now the color of the rectangle has disappeared, which is normal. So if I should double click on the image now, I'm going to see it. Now I can just drag it around, just position it in a way that I think will be very perfect. I think something like this is, I think that I'm going to like it like this. Good. Now that we have inserted our image into the rectangle, the next thing we are going to do is to bring this over the image. Just place it over the image so that it fills the image 100%. We can zoom in again so that we notice that everything is perfect. If it's not perfect, just use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move the rectangle to the perfect position. I think that's cool. So what we are going to do now is we are going to change this top rectangle. We are going to change it into we are going to give it gradient color instead of solid color that you can see here, and the gradient color will move maybe probably from this green onto transparent. So this is how to do it. Now we'll be using linear gradient. Then it's going to come from left to right. Now we are going to change the colors. I want to go with this light green, then I want to change this dark green to complete transparent. Can you see that? This is what I'm saying. So if you notice, we are seeing the line like the end of the picture. We don't want to see that. What we want to do is probably cover the end, and to do that you can just click maybe around the center, just like that. You can delete one of these, just click around the center. Now we are going to select this picture and fill it up to that point. So now we can see the picture. However, the end of it, which is like forming a line over here, has been cleared out, which is what we actually want. So you can just play around with the position, and if you want as well, you can remove the opacity. Just reduce the opacity, create another end, then you reduce the opacity, just like that. I think that's cool, guys. You can delete. Let's get rid of this. I think this is cool. I think this is cool. So the next thing we are going to do is to start creating some text that will be on the hero section of this insurance website. So to create the text, and if you are not satisfied, honestly I don't think I'm satisfied with this, I'll just double click, then probably stretch this out, probably stretch it out. Then let me bring this back inward. Remember the drill, just zoom in and make sure that you really position it nicely. Perfect. Now I want to change I want to play around with this color. I don't like the way it is, so just click on it. We can drag this down this way. This is the beginning of the image, so just drag it around there. I think this is fair enough. So after that, just click on those two rectangles, you right click and group. Now we have this group that we can drag around and put it wherever we want it to be. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and create the main the menu items that will be on this web page. The first menu is the logo of this particular design, and guys, please follow along because this is going to be a very nice design. You can follow along, create this design and add it to your own portfolio, show it to your potential clients, and I'm very sure it will add some respect to your work. So let's quickly create a logo. Just click on the text here. I want to go with the name of House Insure as the name of the company. House Insure, something like this. Now as you can see, the text is not obvious. We want it to be obvious and we want it to be bold. We'll be going with Sego UI. Then we want to change it from regular to, I think, semi bold is cool. Let's see if you have another one. I think semi bold is okay, but I'm gonna change the color to complete black. Good. Now that we have this, remember we are using the text of 42, or let's change it to maybe 45. Good. Now I want to do something fancy just to indicate that this is a logo, it's not just an ordinary text. So I'll be creating a rectangle, and this rectangle I want to give it 3 different colors, or in a linear format. So just like what we did for the logo here, just come into the rectangle, change the solid color to, click on the drop down, change to linear gradient. Now we want it to go from left to right. Then we want to give it 3 different colors. The first color, let's go with this brown color, which is green. The first color, we are going to make it green. The middle color, let's make it probably maybe red. And the end color, let's make it blue. Can you see that? That's what we want. So what we're gonna do is just position this rectangle over our logo. Let's zoom in and reduce the size of the rectangle. then we can just place it around there. Depending on what you want, you can extend it to fill the whole width of this. However, we can just limit the size, but I think if it feels it's not that bad. So cool. I think it's looking great. It's looking great. So that's what we have over there. But I think the red is coming out more than our brand color. We can change the color as well. Maybe you can drag this just like we are dragging this. I think the guy is refusing to change. Anyway, you can change this. Let's quickly go ahead and change this to our main color. Then this we can just change it to the red. Perfect. So now we have the green at the center. Now let me take it up a little, maybe a little like 3 times. Now we have the logo, which is kind of cool. I think I like the way it looks. So let's go ahead and continue with other parts of the design. The next thing we are going to do is to group this as well, and group, we can always name the groups here. Just double click and change this to logo. Now this we are going to change it to, let's just say our background. Yes, BG. Good. Now let's create other text that will be on the web page. This will be we want this to be the menu items. So we have the first one is insurance, followed by community. Just make duplicate, hold down Alt, then you drag away. Community. Alt, drag away. We are gonna change it to claims. Then the last one will be help. Help. Now we have some buttons as well, which will have some call to action over them, which is login and get covered. Don't worry guys, so I'm just typing this out. Very soon I'm going to change this into very beautiful designs. Good. Now we are going to reduce the size of everything. If you remember, the size will be 45. Now I want to change the size to maybe, let's see how 30 looks. I think 30 is okay. Just put that around there. So we have login and get covered. So now we are going to, we have the menus item sorted out. The next one we're going to do is to start working on this login, this call to actions buttons, like I said earlier. So I'm going to put this around there, and the buttons, I'm going to place them within some beautiful circles. The first circle will go around, sorry, it's not a circle, it's a rectangle, but giving some border radius. So, and it doesn't have any fill color, so take away the border, or take away the fill color. The border is green, which is our brown color, and the border radius, let's 5. Good. I think 20 border radius is okay. Now let me just get rid of this grid for a while. Now let's zoom into this. Make sure that the lodging is very much aligned in a nice way within the rectangle. So that's cool. And for the gate covered as well, you can just make duplicate of this rectangle. Now we are going to increase the size of this. Ctrl Z, just the width, sorry. Increase the width. Now select both. Just align them like that. Now the color of this, we are going to change the color of this second rectangle to very nice green. Very nice green, and the text will be white. But before that, we need to just, since this will be a fill color, it has to be below the text. So we are going to change the color to this, and the text we are going to change it to white. Good. So once we have that, now we have these logins. You can just Ctrl G them and group this as well. Ctrl G. The first, just name them BTNs. BTN 1, BTN 2. Please make sure you group your items, guys, because we'll be using, it just makes the whole design looks great. So I'll group this as well. Ctrl G, just name those menu options. Perfect. Oh, the login shouldn't be within those. Do I have that? Let's take that out. Login should be within one of these rectangles. Good. And this rectangle, yeah. I think everything is fine, just like that. So what we're gonna do now is to arrange these BTNs so that they look cool. To do that, we'll be needing our grid layout. Just bring it up. Fine. Now let's bring them inward a little. Good. Perfect. Now we can these guys, we can bring them to the left more so that they are closer to the logo. We want these two to be obvious. Maybe move them closer to each other. So once everything is set, you can just select everything once again, then click on this, which is to align them to the middle. Good. Now we are done with the menu options. Let's go and fill in our background. Put some nice desired text and some call to action. So we'll be taking away the grid layout for a while again. Good. Once we have that, then we can go ahead and start creating some nice text. So the text will be this. Finally, a better kind of home insurance. We want the home insurance to be below. Good. Full stop. Now this will be very big, as you must have imagined. So very big. And aside that, I don't want to go with a very thick font weight like this, semi-bold. Let's go with regular for this, and it should be big, not thin, but it shouldn't be too big. And we can reduce the size. This home insurance, we need to show some strength in whatever we are doing. We can leave it, but the size shouldn't cover every part of the screen. That's what I'm about to say. So we have this. If you notice, the text is covering the difference between this house and the color. So you just shift the attention of the viewers to this instead of looking for the difference between the background and the rectangle. So once you have that, then you can go ahead and we'll be going ahead to create a just a quote, um a rectangle. So you are gonna see what I'm saying a little bit. This is it. Just click on the rectangle here. Now we are going to create a rectangle, something like this. You can make it, just make it, we want it to be like this so that we have something like a straight line. You get this is what I'm saying. You want to do something like this. Let me increase the size of that so that you see it properly. You get that? Because that improves the beauty. It improves the beauty of our design. So we want something like this to be. So the length is okay, and then we are gonna go ahead to create something fun. This is not necessary, as in this not of or it's not the most important thing. However, if you have the chance of doing it, it's better to make it look this way. So we want this to be a call to action, but before that, just give it some border radius. Let's give it 20. Let's give it 20 again and see. I think that's perfect. I think I'm gonna reduce that. so I'm gonna put in a text within this, and I'll take away the border color. So just click on the text too. Now the text will be just something simple, something that goes well with an insurance company, which is maybe enter your address, because this is a home. You can just say enter your home address. You can make duplicate of one of these, or let's just type our own. Enter your address. Gonna change that to regular. I'm gonna change the color to black, and we're gonna reduce the size significantly. Let's see how 20 looks like. Oh, it's way too small. Let's change the color. I think that's cool. 37. 37 is cool. So enter your address. Then want to put a little call to action around there. I'll be making duplicates of this. Alt to make duplicates, just drag it inwards, just like that. Right click, just bring it to front. Now we have that in here. Double click, then change the content to quotes. Get a quote. It's simple. It's as simple as that, guys. So the next thing you want to do, Ctrl Z. Don't forget, lock this. You can always lock it to avoid what just happened. So I'm going to get rid of this. It has fulfilled its purpose. So this, I'm gonna raise it up a little, just so much that it is on the same line as the entire address. And we are done, guys. You can just put in some little testimonial around here, which is that will be fair enough. You can put a testimonial. You can put some more info that will make the viewers enter their address. So I'm going to group this as well. Ctrl G. This is a group. Then we are gonna let's rename the group. This. Just rename it to mm, quote bar. Good. Now I want to put in a text like enter your address and save 50% in less than 3 minutes. Something that will make them want to buy. You get it? Yep. So click on text, put some text over there. Tell you, I'm gonna change the color to white later. Tell your address and save 50% in 5 minutes. That's a nice statement, guys. So let's change the color to white. And the size, let's change it to 25. Yep. Now we have this. Enter your address and save 50% in 5 minutes. It's looking cool, guys. It's looking cool. Let's see what we have been able to design. Let's just put this to full screen. Can you see? It's not that bad. It's not bad. Finally, a better kind of home insurance. Enter your address, get a quote. This this reminds them that please enter your address. We want you to do that before you leave this hero section. And subsequent sections we are going to like promote this because this is the main point of the whole website. We want to get their address. So we need to promote that as much as possible. All right. Once that is out of the way, let's go to the next section of the design, and that will be some more steps on how we can help them. So that will be very simple. Just to be a group of text with some nice color added to it. So I'm gonna extend this. Since we are using a white background, I'm just going to extend this downward just like that. So next thing we are going to do, like I said, is to create some more text. And to not waste too much of our time, I'm just going to make a duplicate of this. Remember, you can hold down Alt when you are making duplicates, then change the color to black. Sorry, this I want it to be complete white, not the kind of white that it has at the moment. Should be a complete white. Good. So now this I'm going to change it to, no, we are talking about they can get this benefit in 5 steps. So we want to reinstate that. Just I'm going to change this to everything is easy. Just then the magic is this. Just 3 steps, 5 minutes. Then we are going to explain the 3 steps. Just 3 steps, 5 minutes. And this we don't want it to be as big as the main headline. Let's change it to 100. Good. And to make this look more beautiful, we can just change the color of this to our brand color. Good. Everything is easy. Just 3 steps, 5 minutes. So we are going to change that. We are going to bring in the steps. So now let's talk about the steps. Step 1. I'm gonna let's make a duplicate. Hold down Alt to have duplicate. Change the color to, in this case we'll be using a very dark green, almost black but not black. And then we are going to increase the size, and yeah, increase the size to like 30. I want it to be more obvious. Maybe the size is not, let's go with 50. Good. And this, is it thin? It looks like it's thin. Use semi bold and see how that feels. I think that feels right. Now I'm gonna reduce this to 45. Good. So you can just change this to the steps, and then you have 3 steps like I've said. So the first step is questions. Like, tell us more, like maybe just answer questions. Then hold down Alt to make duplicate of that. Change that to select a quote. Then lastly, which is what we want them, what we are giving them, get covered, get insured. Yep. So these are the 3 things we want them to do. So in fact, the first 2 is what we actually want them to do. We are going to provide the third one to them. And first, we are going to arrange this in a nice way. Remember, to do any arrangement, just go over your grid. Grid is there to guide you. And select everything. Now distribute the space in between them, align them to the middle, and you're done. So I can just bring this down because I want to I'm going to put some numbers over here. So again, I can just make duplicate of these guys. Just probably change the size to 40. Yes. Distribute the spacing, make them on the same line. Probably shift this around there. No. Distribute the spacing just like that. Now I want to put some information about this. Answer questions. We ask you little questions. Few questions. Then this, pick the quote. Pick the quote of your choice. Then we get you covered. It is as simple as that, guys. You can just make sure that all of these are on 2 separate lines. Pick a quote of your choice. Then we ask you few questions. Now you can make this, just make them align middle just like that. Now let's just change the arrangement maybe to here. Zoom in to make sure that we are doing the right thing, guys. Good. Now I'm going to select everything just like what we did. Perfect. It's as simple as that. And if this doesn't want to conform, you can just select it, bring it to the middle, and that should be fine. Remember, these tools are important, they are useful. However, whenever you notice that what you are seeing is not as good as the result they are giving you, please follow your eyes, guys. Follow your eyes. Follow your eyes. Don't depend on the tools as much. Yep. That is out of the way. I want to go ahead to create some numbers that I'm going to place over there. So let's just get rid of the grid for now. We have this. I don't like the spacing between them. It's too much. And at the same time, I want to put some difference in this. Let there be some. Let's see the boss. Who the boss is. This is the boss. It should be bolder than the others. Yep. Let's go ahead and create the numbers. Create a number. Just pick the text. Or before that, I'm going to put a number in a rectangle. Perfect rectangle. Hold on shift to get a perfect. Is this square? They call it square. Yeah. So just hold on shift again to make sure that you maintain the aspect ratio. See 87 by 87, which is what we want. Now let's give this some. I think we gotta give it some border. Border will be our brown color again. Don't forget that. Then maybe change this to 3 if it's not too much. Okay, cool. Now I wanna put in the numbers within that. So text to. In this case we have 1. Just make it maybe probably semi-light, something beautiful, light italic. No. Let's go with semi-light. Let's put that within the rectangle. You can select both and improve the arrangement. Do something like that. I think it's too big. Let's go with 60, 65. Good. Now I think that's okay by me. I can just group that. Or do we? We don't really need that. Just hold down the Alt key and just make 3 duplicates. Change numbers 2 and 3. And we are done, guys. It is as simple as that. We are going ahead to the next section. And the next section is where we have some testimonials about what the company is offering, what our past clients are saying actually. So again, we are going to extend this white background. I'm gonna probably move this a little up, or let's just leave it as it is. Let's drag this downward. Good. Once we have that, let's just we are gonna create some rectangle, probably something like this, just like how we created the background, and we are going to give it some border radius. First one, use 50. Let's go with 50 again. Yep. Now I want to use something different from our brand color, just so much that this stands out, because it's the testimonial, something that promotes us. So we are gonna give it, maybe let's go with a roof color, something like that, but we don't want it to be just very bold like that. Maybe we reduce the opacity to 50%. I still don't like that. Let's go in and change the color a little, something subtle, light. Something light. Let's go with a lighter version. I think I'm okay with that. So now we are going to just type in a testimonial, guys. We're gonna just put in something interesting that your customer can say about the home insurance. It's very simple. Make sure that you lock this layer because we'll be doing some work on it. Then type some text. The first text will be what the section is, testimonial. Good. Change the color to complete black. I'm not going with green again. Now this font weight is regular size. Let's go with 45. Then we're gonna place this just at the top right. Make sure you respect the grid layout. Yep. Once we have that, let's zoom in to see what we have. Look at what we have. It's very simple. We have a label for the section. Then we are going to get the testimonial. You can go with this again. Go down out to make duplicate. Then you right click, bring to front. Now you cannot change this. Home insure. Like what's the name? Home insure. Very helpful. I am so happy that I contacted them for my home. Something let's put something interesting and sexy, something I'll sell the website. So I had a very wonderful experience with them. Full stop. I hope you understand the drill. That's it, guy. Want something that very bold, which is cool. So now we can just change the arrangement of the text. Not bad. It's cool, guys. Can reduce the size or add to it anyway, but I think this is the one we copied 100. It's not as big as this. It's very cool. It's very cool. Now what I'm gonna do is to change the color. I don't want this black. It's too black. It's too black. So I'm gonna go with a dark version of this. So let's just drag it downwards. Good. Now we are going to put the picture and name of the person that made this testimonial. It's as simple as that, guys. So to do that, think I'm just going to, you can just get a picture, put it over there, then put the name and the address of the person. So let's do that. Let's have it. Again, we'll be going with a rectangle. This will be the this should be, delete it. We want it to be a perfect rectangle, which is a square. Now we have this square. I'm gonna put in a picture. Do you have any picture? Let's go with this plugin. I think this plugin adds a lot of icons. Let's just put an icon as picture here, guys. So let's search for man. Can we get the man? Oh my god, look at this snowman. Let's put snowman then. This stick man. Okay, static man. We don't want static man. Let's put snowman. Snowman, come over here. Hold on shift to increase the size of Mr. Snowman. Then you can put Mr. Snowman in here. Now you have Mr. Snowman. So let's put the name of Mr. Snowman over there as well. Hold on to make duplicate of the testimonial. Just place it just above that. Just we can name this to what it is, Snowman. Good. Now increase, maybe change the font to something bold. Perfect. Want them to see the can you see we've copied our testimonial? Just undo that testimonial. Sorry for bringing you down. Just want to make duplicate of you. Put that around there. Double click over it. Then change the name to Snowman. We're gonna change the font weight to let's go with semi bold. Yep. Now I want to put the address of Mr. Snowman. Just hold down Alt, make a duplicate of that. Double click. 123 Snowflakes Avenue, California, USA. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful, guys. Yep. Now we are going to reduce the size of this because we want the name to be more obvious. So to reduce the size, let's go with maybe 40. Then we are going to reduce the font weight as well. And with that, we have created some hierarchy in this. So which is a useful part of design. Alright. Now we have this. We have our testimonial. We have the name of the person that gave the testimonial. We have the address. And we have a little label for this section. That's all we can do here. You can do more, but I think that gets the job done. Another thing that I think is necessary here is probably increase the boldness of this color. Let's go back to the color. Let's do something more dark. Yep. I think that's cool. That's cool. This page is very, very converting, guys. Very, very converting. Like, the whole idea is just beautiful. The idea of the website is beautiful. So we are going to go ahead now and we are going to pull more benefits of this company on the website. So to do that, very simple. I would like to extend this as well, but one more time probably. Then we're gonna make duplicate of this. Hold out, just bring that downwards. Raise it over a little. Now let's change this. What's the name of our company? House Insurance. Oh, look up! Just look at what I did there. The name of the company is House Insure. Now I typed Home Insure. Please, guys, if you are following along, please make sure you change that. Then you put that on your portfolio website. Is a simple mistake that can be corrected easily. Correct that. Yep. Let's change. We are gonna be using the name of the company again in this part. So I'm gonna change that to House Insure. Gives. Let's just put gives more than you might think. And this I'm gonna change it. I think I like the font. When you are done with the font weight and every other thing, now you can do what I'm about to do. I want to change this to italic, maybe yep, semi bold italic, and I'm gonna change the color to our brand color, just like what we have in this 5 minutes gap. Can you see how House Insure gives more than you might think? Now we are going to put some benefits of house insurance just below this. It's similar to what we have here, but in a little different design. So we are going to put all the benefits here in a little beautiful box instead of just having the numbers in the box. And instead of using numbers in this case, we'll be using icons. Though we are still going to have the main title, something like this. Then we are going to have the sub like a little details about the main title as well. So without any further ado, let's just create the rectangles. and I'll be using the grid to see what I'm doing. And remember, to get the grid, just click on the name of this artboard, then select the grid layout. Now we have our grid. Now I can go ahead and start creating the rectangles that I'm going to use on this section. Yep. We want to put three benefits, so you have to divide the grid layout into three. Now, like I said earlier, we have 12 grids, so divide 12 into 3, so we are going to have 4 in 3 times, 4 grids in 3 places rather. So just decide on the kind of height or the kind of box you want. In this case, let's go ahead and see the height. I think the height is, let's change the height to 650. The width is okay. In fact, you don't have options about the width. So let's make duplicate of this. Before that, let me give it some. I'm gonna take away the border, the fill color. The border, I'm gonna change it to brown green, and I'm going to increase the size to 3. Then I'm going to give it some border radius of C15. Cool. That's how I want it, guys. Now I'm going to make duplicate of this guy 3 times. Hold down Alt as you drag out. Alt again. Good. Now we have this. The next thing we are going to do is start bringing in our um let's bring in the titles. Now we are done with the grid layout. We can just get rid of it. Now we have something like this, which is not bad. Now I want to bring in all this. Hold down Shift to select everything. Now after selecting, just hold down Alt to make duplicate of them. Now I'm going to put them in here somewhere around there. Zoom in. Now we are going to just put everything at the center of the rectangle. Good. Once we have this, the next thing is to bring in our icons and probably type some details about these benefits. As well, the titles needs to be different as well. Let me just double click and change that straight up. Your home, your belongings, then your liability. These are the things that we give our customers. Cool. Once you have that, let's just bring in some beautiful images or icons. You can get that using these icons for design plugin. So in this case, we'll be typing for, just search for home. Can you see this is a picture of home? And the next thing we are going to search for is belongings. Belongings, can we get that on this? Let's try. Can we? No icons. Okay. This is what we do. Let's search for bag or car. Search for car. Yep. I think this is okay. And the next thing is liability. Wow. I don't think you can get that. But anyway, let's give it a try. Liability. We don't get that. So what do you think can be another word for liability? Just think. Just put whatever you think there. But I think I'm gonna put debt. Do you have debt? Debt is not there. Okay, let's put money. Money should be there. Can you see that? Money bill. Yep, let's use this. Now these three icons, we are going to copy them or probably cut Ctrl X. Now let's scroll down to the right section and Ctrl V to paste. Now we have the icons here in proper order. Come on, Mr. Home. I want to select you and I'm gonna drag you. Hold down shift when you are increasing the size. Good. Can you see? It's looking great. It's looking great. Just make sure you center everything in a very nice way. Perfect. Now we have all the icons that we need, and we have the heading. The next thing is to put some little details about all this. So what do you think we should put for your home? We get it covered whenever something happens to your home. Actually, as a designer, you are going to get all of this from your client, but when you are creating for your portfolio, you don't have any clients. You have to like think, or you can do some research, Google, things like that. Google is your friend. You can always Google and bring in something. So I'm just doing this right from the top of my head. You are going to get a better info when you Google. So so you can leave it as it is now, but I think you need to put the right information, especially if I intend to put this on my portfolio website. Put the right information. Just make it look like what you are going to give a real world client. Yep. If you're home, like I said, get you covered. When shit happens to your home, happens to your home. It's as simple as that. Then I can raise this up a little. Perfect. Your belongings. Sorry, I'm gonna duplicate. And I'm going to change a little thing there. Now instead of putting home, just put belongings. Fine. Now let's get rid of this, or we can just Ctrl V. Yep. We get you covered with your liability. As simple as that, guys. Can you see? It's not that difficult. Just a little tinkering, and in fact, if you go ahead and do some research, we are going to come up with something better than this. So, with that out of the way, we can quickly go ahead and create the next section. And this will be some more info about the website. And you can just do that on your own. But if you are able to get to this stage, I believe you should be able to complete the whole design on your own. And I'm saying that because this video is getting longer. This is like over 58 minutes already, and you have been able to come up with something beautiful. Let's see that. And I'm very sure if you are the type that followed up to this point, you should be able to proceed from here. This is not a very tedious design. Design is cool, and it's giving the users the message that we want them to get. So it's very converting, like I say. It's something that will convert your users, your viewers, into customers, starting from the top section, the whole section of the design. And if you want to do some more, you can just play ahead and go ahead and change some colors, some arrangement and things like that. And I'm very sure you can come up with something beautiful, more beautiful than this. So with that, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to Home Builders YouTube channel. We come up with videos just like this every time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.